Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Stay at Home Storytime. For my kindergartners who are joining us, today I want you to think a little bit about some of the things that we've learned about in our social studies lessons this year. So we started off the year talking about our community and trying to figure out who are the people in our community. They're us, they're our families, they're our classroom community, the people that we go to school with, the adults that help us at school. They're the people in our greater community that include our neighbors and people who live and work in our neighborhoods. And then we also got to talk about our global community, who are the people that live in the same city as us, the same state as us. We live in the city of Oakland. So what does it mean to be an Oaklander? We also live in California. So what does it mean to be from the California community? And our country, the United States, what does it mean to be American? Was one of the big questions that we sort of talked about first. And then talking about how we also have our big global community. So even people outside of America, how are we all connected? What are the things that bring everyone together? And what are the things that make people different? Then we got to zoom in on a couple special communities from people who go to school with us. So during the month of November, we talked about the indigenous community, and we got to learn a little bit about Native Americans and how indigenous means they were the first people here. They were the people here first, and getting to learn about their history and what happened when people first started moving here and how that was really disruptive to the Native American way of life and a lot of the injustices that they've had to face. And then from there, we started our Black History unit, learning about slavery and talking about how slavery still exists in some way today, and getting to learn a lot about some very special African American dancers that we really got to spend a lot of time studying to figure out the injustices that they had to overcome in order to become famous dancers, to inspire people just like you to also be able to dance. So sort of the next place that we were going with a lot of our history unit was talking about, well, what can we do to help the people that are in our communities when we see something going on that shouldn't? An activist is a person who works really, really hard to try to solve challenges that they see happening in their community. That could be their small school community. That could be the larger global community. So today we're going to read a really special book that I'm very excited about that we read at the beginning of the year when we were working on our ABCs. But instead of working on it by looking at letter sounds, now I want you to be thinking a little bit more about all of the history that we've learned about and how that makes this book a little different for you. We're going to use Post-it notes again today as we read this book to collect words that are maybe new words that you've never heard before that you want to figure out what they mean. So all we're going to do for today is I'm going to pick out some words and I'm going to put them on a Post-it note whenever I come across a new word to me. And that Post-it note is going to just be a way for us to save those words so that later you can work with your grown-ups to add those words to your word collector book and have your grown-ups help you look up the meaning and talk about what that word means. All right, so today the book that we're going to read is called A is for Activist. This is written and illustrated by Innosanto Nagara. And this is a smaller book, so I'll get a little closer so you can see. A is for activist, advocate, abolitionist, ally, actively answering a call to action. Are you an activist? Oh, I know what word I want to put in my word journal first. I really want to make sure I add the word activist. So I'm going to take my Post-it and I'm going to just stick it here so I can still see my flag at the bottom when I turn the page. So when I go back to look for that word to add to my word journal, I'll be able to find it. B. B is for banner. Bobbing in the sky, billowing in the breeze, 'cause you're not shy. C. C is for co-op. Cooperating cultures. Creative counter to corporate vultures. Oh, and cats. Can you find the cat? I see a cat right there. Oh, you know what? I came across another word that I really liked. I really like this word, culture. We've talked a lot about how people have lots of different cultures. And that when we all come together, we can create new cultures that pull things from each of our own family cultures. So I'm going to add the word cultures here because I want to add that one to my word journal too. D. Little d, democracy. More than voting, you'll agree. Dictators detest it. Donkeys don't get it. But you and me, we demand equality. E. Equal rights. Black, brown, or white. Clean and healthy is a right. Every place we live and play, environmental justice is the way. So remember in our science lessons when we were talking about our environment and making sure that we're taking care of our environment and the world around us? Well, an activist who fights for environmental justice is doing just that. They're fighting to make sure that rules and policies are safe for the earth because we need the earth in order to live here. F. F is for feminist. Ooh, that's a good word, and I don't know if I totally know what that one means. So I'm going to put that on my Post-it so that I can add that one to my word journal later. F is for feminist, for fairness in our pay, for freedom to flourish and choose our own way. I can tell by looking at the pictures that I see only women in this photo. So I think maybe the word feminist has something to do with being female. And since the author said fairness in our pay and freedom and choose your own way, maybe a feminist is someone who fights for women's equality. G. G is for grassroots, sprouting from below, sharing nutrients and the water's flow. Below the surface, we're all connected. Stronger together we grow. H. H is for healthy food, a human right. Honeydew, himika, nature's delight. Hummus, hot dogs, Havarti cheese. Hot dogs? Yes! Healthy hot dogs, please. Oh, and pizza. Everyone loves pizza. Indigenous and immigrant, together we stand. Our histories are relevant. An injury to one is an injury to all. Indigenous. I remember we learned about the word indigenous when we learned about the indigenous people of America. So I am going to add the word indigenous to my word journal because we already know what that one means. So I have to make sure it's in there. J. J is for justice. Yay for justice. Jia Jingjing, Juanita, Jamal, justice for the janitors, justicia for all. K. Kings are fine for story time. Knights are fun to play. But when we make decisions, we will choose the people's way. L. LGBTQ, love who you choose, 'cause love is true. Liberate your notions of limited emotions. Celebrate with pride our links of devotion. Ooh, liberate. That's a great word. I'm not totally sure what the word liberate means. Let's see what it says. It says liberate your notions of limited emotions. So maybe liberate means like to get rid of or to change somehow. I think that's a good one to talk to your grown-ups about and add to your journal. M. Megaphone marching. Movimiento music. Hip hip hooray! It must be May Day! N. N is for no. No, no, no. Yes to what we want. No to what must go. No, no, no. You can see all the kids have signs, so it looks like they're at a march. This one says no justice, no peace. This one says no war. O. Open minds operate best. Critical thinking over tests. Wisdom can't be memorized. Educate, agitate, and organize. So in kindergarten, when Miss Walsh is trying to figure out what you know and what you still need help with, do we just sit down and take tests? What do we do when we're learning something new? Yeah, we talk about it and we practice, because can you learn things just by taking a test and memorizing everything? You might know that 2 + 2 is 4, but if you can understand that taking 2 cookies and adding 2 more cookies gives you 4, well, you can use that same idea to solve 200 + 200 too. P. Peace March. Protest. Pow, power to the people. Yeah. Q is for question. We love asking questions in kindergarten because that's how we learn new things. Questioning coercion, querying qualities, counter false assertions. Radical Reds, the headline said. Ruinous rioters, the rumors spread. Rabble-rousing riffraff. Really? Do all of these people look like they're causing a riot or making a big fuss? They look very peaceful to me. When activists plan marches, we always try to plan for peaceful marches. Remember when we learned about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and how he said that words are so much better than violence? Well, that's a motto that all activists try to follow. Just like the people you see here in the picture. S. S is for sun, soul, solar, superstar, stellar power. Fuels all life, not just flowers. Energized homes, cars, and showers. Silly, selfish scoundrels sucking on dinosaur sludge. Boo, hiss. Solar. That's a good word. Since they talked about the sun and they talked about energy, solar must have something to do with a way to get energy from the sun. Let's add that one to our word journal. T. T is for trans. For trains, tiaras, tulips, tractors, and tigers too. Trust in the true. The he, she, they, that is you. U is for weekends. U is for work is right. Wait, does you say what workers? Or what weekends? Oops, that's not you, that's W. U is for union. So union could be when you bring two things together. Or if you say you have a workers' union, that's when a group of people come together to help make sure that everyone who works for that special place all gets treated fairly. V. V is for Vox. What? Did you say Fox? No. I said Vox. Did you say box? No. Vox. Rocks? Blocks? Socks? Vox. Vox of the people. Voice of the populi? Better go to see that letter D again. Okay, hold on. I'm not sure what Vox means, so we're definitely going to add that one to Miss Walsh's journal. It says go back and look at the letter D, so let's do that. Because remember, when we are reading nonfiction books, we love using the clues that authors leave us. Okay, here we go. So letter D was all about democracy. Okay, so that gives me a clue. Vox must have something to do with democracy. Wondrous world, wondrous we. We cannot be whole, we cannot be free, unless we delight in diversity. X is for Malcolm. As in Malcolm X, history's lessons can be complex. Remember Parks, remember King, remember Malcolm, and let freedom ring. Y is for you and youth, your planet, your rights, your future, your truth. Y is for yes. Yes, yes, yes. Z is for Zapatista, of course. Well, if you don't know what a Zapatista is, let's post that to add. All right, kindergartners, check out all of those new words you collected. Now's the time to sit with your grown-ups and talk about this book. Pick a few words and talk about what you think they mean and have your grown-ups help you look them up. Don't forget to tell me some of your words. Until next time.